It's the month of scares and terror. It's Halloween! And that's all the scares and terror I really have in my voice alone. But if there's one thing I do truly love about Halloween, it's about skeletons. There's so many skeletons in and out of video games, but you can't help but fall in love with them. And since it is the theme of Halloween going on, we thought we would give you VGU's top 5 spooky scary skeletons in our beloved video game universe. Number 5. Skulla Mania from Street Fighter EX. So Skulla Mania is a bit of a weird character in Street Fighter. He's a guy in a jumpsuit that just so happens to represent that of a skeleton, has a really badass helmet going on, and he just happens to be on the street fighting circuit ready to beat the living crap out of you. Okay, so it doesn't seem spooky or scary, and he only just barely resembles that of a skeleton. But you know what is truly spooky and scary about him? When you face a player that knows what they're doing with Skulla Mania. Holy! This character can become one of the scariest forces in that game to ever go against. If you ever find yourself against a good Skulla Mania player on Street Fighter EX, don't say I didn't warn you, because you might need an extra set of underwear for what he's going to bring to the table. Number 4. Pius from Eternal Darkness. As a massive fan of Eternal Darkness, there was one character that stands out to this day as a fantastic entity to fight against. That is none other than the former Roman legionnaire, Pius, who is now focused on bringing forth terror, dismay, and complete chaos to the world by summoning 3 of the most evil gods known to mankind. If that doesn't make this guy evil, I don't know what else is. But Pius is genuinely a scary character. Every time you see him in a cutscene or you see him on screen, you can't help but just stop everything that you're doing and see what this guy has planned next. A great voice actor, a great character, and great scares leads up to one of the best boss fights in that game. If you've never played Eternal Darkness, you're missing out. But be careful, because Pius is just waiting for you to pick up that controller. Number 3. Spinal from Killer Instinct. Of course, if we're talking about skeletons in video games, we gotta go with one of the most well-known skeletons, at least within the fighting game circuit. None other than Spinal. Spinal has been in Killer Instinct since the beginning, and is still a dominant force to this day, with Killer Instinct on the Xbox One, soon to come out on the PC. Whether it's him slashing his sword around, blocking things with his magnificent shield, or just scaring you by going he is a force to reckon with in every shape and form. Especially in the newest version of Killer Instinct, since he can basically suck the soul from your body and turn it into a projectile to then use against you. I swear, Spinal just keeps getting spookier and scarier in each new iteration. But we love you. We really do. Number 2. Manuel or Manny Calavera from Grim Fandango. One of my favourite point-and-click adventures of all time. Grim Fandango has potentially some of the greatest skeleton characters in the history of games. Pretty much for it being a game based around spooky scary skeletons just trying to make it to the afterlife. Manny has a fantastic story around him, has a fantastic world to explore, and it's just hilarious. He is one of the best skeletons around, at least when it comes to this game's world. And if you ever find yourself walking around thinking, ooh, how am I going to spend my afterlife? You know Manny's there with some great deals on how you can spend it. Just don't get screwed over. Number 1. Sir Daniel Fortesque from Medieval. So you want a skeleton that can spook, that can scare, that is fitted to the bone with armaments of different shapes and forms and can kick so much ass that even the final boss doesn't know what he's getting into. Well, look no further than the legendary Sir Daniel Fortesque. Although when it came to battle he quickly got shot down, in his afterlife when he is resurrected by none other than Zarek, he proves that the hero inside of him is still just as much alive. Whether he's using his own arm as a weapon, flailing around his famous sword and shield, or even whipping out one of the many weapons from his former comrades from the Hall of Heroes, Sir Daniel Fortesque is by far the greatest, spooky, scary, and beloved skeleton of video games. And ladies and gentlemen, it is the month of Halloween and we hope you are having a fantastic time. But now we leave the floor open to you and your choices. Who do you think is the spookiest and scariest skeleton known to video games? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, and we'll see you next time for another VGU Top 5.